The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, everybody, how are we doing today? It's the main event. Oh, yeah, you betcha. We are, of course, live here at the World Series of Poker here on the Mark Hoke Show, and I am the aforementioned one, Mark Hoke, having a great time, and want to thank all of you for joining us here today. We are live here at the WSOP and getting things rolling for day 1B. A little bit better turnout today, looks like. Got a couple rooms filled up today, so things are looking much better than they were yesterday. But we'll see where those final numbers shake out. But a lot happened yesterday, a lot going on today, and we're going to break it all down for you here on the Mark Hoke Show. So stick around with us for the next hour and a half to 2 hours, ballpark. We'll see how things are going around here. Well, it should be a pretty wild afternoon, so looking forward to catching all the action here at the World Series. All right, let's tell you what, we got to take care of a little bit of business first, and of course I'm completely unprepared, so give me 1 second. That was scintillating, I know. I do apologize. I was working on some other stuff and totally forgot to get my notes out. But first, want to make sure to remind everybody tonight, I don't want anybody to bust out of the main event, okay? But if you do, or you're in town, of course, so you guys aren't playing Day 1B or any other events going on here, tonight at Planet Hollywood, we got Matt Stout's Charity Series of Poker benefiting the 3 Square Food Bank, Las Vegas's only food bank. $260 plus 40 buy-in, $100 rebuys and add-ons, and it's going to be a great one. You can check out all the information on this and other upcoming events Matt and the team are going to be putting on at CharitySeriesOfPoker.org. You can follow them on Twitter at the CSOP, like them on Facebook, Charity Series of Poker. But man, I'll tell you what, we have got a massive lineup for that if you want to come out and play. Matt Stout, Matt Salzberg, Chris Spears, of course, term director, Chris Moneymaker, Annette Oberstad, Tom Marchese, Tony Dunst, Michael Mizrachi, Carlos Mortensen, Gavin Smith, Ryan Reese, Jay Farber, Lacey Jones, Lingo Martin, Paul Wasiga, Greg Merson, Will Fiala, Matt Glantz, Mike Mattis, Al Makopa Huja, Amanda Musumeci, Tricia Canatella, and Steve Gross, all scheduled to appear at this event tonight. So, I mean, for basically $300 buy-in, you can't beat that. Half of the prize pool will be going to the 3 Square Food Bank. So make sure you guys get over there tonight. I'm going to see if I can swing by at some point. But it should be a good time, so make sure you get over there. Also coming up, the Mark Hoke Show will be on the road again. This time headed to Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Should be a great time up there for the Canadian Poker Tour Summer Showdown coming up at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. That series running July 24th through August 3rd. We're going to be there for the last 4 or 5 days of the event, so we'll be covering the main and a couple other events going on up there. So it should be pretty exciting, so make sure you check that out at CanadianPokerTour.tv. Make sure you join us for that one. It's going to be a blast up there with Kelly Keller and the Canadian Poker Tour team. We also, of course, want to thank a lot of our great sponsors of the show. They have been incredibly supportive throughout this World Series, and we want to make sure that they are recognized for all of their efforts. Of course, the Final 9 comic, make sure you go to Final Number 9 comic. Free download on that, baby. So check that one out at final9comic.com. 9 will become one way or another. Arctic Blue Cooling Towels. Get 15% off plus free shipping with the code Mark Hoke Show at arcticblu.com. arcticblu.com. It's not cool to be hot, so pick one of those up today, as a lot of people have been as so kind to do here at the World Series. We got a Run Good Gear Lounge. People attacking our charger on this area. We're obviously up at the Amazon room, been replaced by the so well-loved Enjoy vape team. They have been just making tons of friends here at the World Series. We made a ton of friends at the World Series, so we were pretty happy about that, but being a little sarcastic. But make sure you come on over here. We got the Run Good Gear Lounge still set up down by Brasilia, at least for the next few days. So check it out and check them out at rungoodgear.com with the, of course, find your Run Good today and our gear. 10% off of the code Hoke at rungoodgear.com. The PPC Poker Tour, they're going to be at Tampa Bay Downs coming up here very shortly, so check it out at ppcpokertour.com. Win your way to Aruba, kids. That's the way to do it. So check them out, ppcpokertour.com. Our good friends at Blind Squirrel Apparel, make sure you go to blindsquirrelapparel.com. 20% off of the code Hoke. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel, longtime sponsor of the show. Of course, double-digit covers. Stop guessing and start winning. Get your free winner today at 855-489-2700, or you can have them sent right to your phone at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning the double-digit covers. All right, and we'll get some of our other sponsors later. We also do want to make sure to wish Leonard Lang the best of luck today. He, of course, was our contest winner here for the 1K main event satellite seat. And he is should be in there playing right now to try and win a seat in the main event. So we want to wish all the best to Leonard as he tries to take this one down, or at least take it down enough to get it into the main event. So good luck to him as he tries to win his way into the main event and keep it rolling, courtesy of the Mark Hoke Show. And we want to thank the sponsors of the contest, LasVegasAdvisor.com, Team Poker Joker, our good friends at RunGoodGear.com, Blind Squirrel Apparel, the Poker Players Championship, and also want to thank Sunbuggy Fun Rentals for throwing in on that, getting us some extra prizes for the drawing. So make sure you tune in or join us, take care of those guys, because obviously they're taking care of us. Maybe Leonard will be the next main event champion because of the generosity of our sponsors. So good luck to all of those. Good luck to Leonard. We'll see you in there. All right, let's take a look at what is going on at the World Series. Believe it or not, we had some bust-outs here on level 1 already, and we're going to get to those in just a little bit. But first, we had a couple other preliminary events going on here at the World Series, and those just wrapping up. So let's take a look at those events finishing up here either today should be finishing up today. First, the little one for one drop. That was event 62A, and they are down to a final table on that one. Dak Duff Diong, 3.18 million, leads the way, and Basebaldy Eric Baldwin is looking for his opportunity to try and pick up a World Series bracelet. He is at 3.14, so Eric Baldwin just a hair out of the lead and looking pretty good at this point. Good chance for him to win a bracelet here. Vimy Ha at 2.825 million out of Richardson, Texas is in third. Shai Zur out of Petach Tikva, Israel at 2.26. Brandon Eisen is in fifth. He is at 2.1 million. Matthew Lapasi out of Canada is a solid World Series, 1.96. Theodore Driscoll at 1.1. Igor Dubinsky at 770,000 and Bao Win at 585. So those guys are going to be playing for a bracelet today. Wish them all the best. And, of course, our good buddy Basebaldy Eric Baldwin trying to take that one down. Good luck to Eric in the little one for one drop. We also, let's see, the 10 game was over. Pot Limit Omaha event number 64. That one wrapped up yesterday, and Pat Walsh takes it down as he ends up beating Javed Abraham's heads up out of Northridge, the United Kingdom. Are one of the few entrants we've seen on the board from Cyprus. Miliadis Kyriakides finishes third. Isaac Barron in fourth. Marco Newman in fifth. Matt Marafiati comes in sixth. Michael Schlaver in seventh. Mikhail Mareska in eighth. Jonas Enti in ninth. And Alex Kravchenko finishing in 10th. Tom Marchese 11th. Late Force 13th. Matt Stout 14th in that one. So pretty good field. But Pat Walsh is your bracelet winner for event number 64. So big congratulations to him. And so one more event going on. The little one for one drop finishing today. But then all eyes are completely on the main event. Let's go take a look at event number 65, day 1A. Kind of a little bit of a. I'm not sure the World Series is going to call this a disappointment or not, but it was 771 entrants yesterday. Had a lot of shorthanded tables playing. Even reports of two people that were kind of forced to play heads up against each other on a table at the WSOP main event. Really, not much of an excuse for that one. And let me get 1A up here. But we can report on who the chip leaders are, and taking down day 1A is Martin Jacobson, a pretty well-known pro out of Sweden, now residing in London, as he will starts off first guy to get into the 200,000 chip range. So Martin Jacobson getting it done. Your other top 10, Aaron Wilt at 157,650. Seamus Cahill at 150,000. Benjamin, actually, I tell you, let me pull those off the other chart here for 1 second. If they had the hometowns, and they don't, so that was perfect. So let's go back to what I was doing. That was a hell of a good try on my part, though. Benjamin Gold, 144,875. Naoya Kahira, 124,225. Kenny Einiger, the world blackjack champion, 120,400. Young Wang, and we all know him from his time out of the Borgata, very successful, and I believe, if that's correct, who that is, and of course, WPT Borgata Open champion, 118,875. Kenny Tran gets the day started off right, 115,400. WPT Player of the Year, Mukul Pahuja at 114,800, and Alexander Simic rounds out your top 10, 110,675. Pardon me. And then, of course, a bunch of world champions decided to play day one. All made it through, though some not as healthy as others. Ryan Reese and Greg Merson just amazingly drew the same table to start the day off. No moves or anything. So out of all the poker players in all the world, two of them who have won the last two main event winners end up on the featured table. Shocking. Amazing how that happened. But Reese bags up 7,225 chips to begin his championship defense. Merson, though, did not fare as well, 7,125. Tom McAvoy bags up for the day. He is at 31,900. And Johnny Chan, how about this? 83,375. And Chris Moneymaker, also a strong start to the day, goes to 69,850. Some other players that got through, Lane Flack, Oli Shimeon, Martin Finger, Dario Sammartino, Antonio Esfandiari, Noah Schwartz, and Annette Oberstedt will be returning tomorrow. And Kevin Mathers is returning today. Look at this sexy son of a gun.
What's that?
Look at this sexy son of a gun. That's you.
Oh, it's you.
I was complimenting you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
What's up?
Not much. I'm just hanging around.
You want to say hi to the troops real fast?
I'll be quick.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, teampokerjoker.com, obviously.
Yes.
But hi. Welcome to Day 1B. I'm playing tomorrow, fingers crossed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got a few people I got to collect some cash money from, so if you're one of those people listening to the show right now, which I'm not sure if it is, but I'm looking for you.
Yeah.
I'm on the Twitters. I'm on the Twitter.
He is on the
Twitter. I'm grinding the Twitters.
Yeah.
Looking for my cash money. So.
Okay, so if you owe Kev Math money, all right, I'm calling you guys out because we do not want Kev Math to miss the main event.
Exactly. I mean,
that would be fantastic.
So I don't know if you saw my retweet, but we are apparently we're at 2,000 right now.
For today?
For today.
Okay.
So that's
good.
That's better than last year.
Good. It'll make up for yesterday.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yesterday was a little rough.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, but all right. So if you owe Kev Math money, at Kev Math, let him know where you are.
I got spreadsheets.
And he's got spreadsheets, and of course, maybe you can buy up a share that somebody may blow up on Kev Math on. So good opportunity to make some cake.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, you can get on the current alternates list. Alternates to buy into Kev Math. Kevin Mathers of Bluff Magazine stopping by there real quick. So saying hi to Kevin. So those group of players advance. Unfortunately, some players go down yesterday. We lost a couple hundred out of the field. But some of your big names, Stephen G., of course, Had the 2 great runs the last 2 years, but he is out. David Benefield eliminated, and Mark Etienne McLaughlin were eliminated. So 2 of the 2 players from last year's final table already out on day 1. And then Jason Mercier just had a rough day. I don't know, he went up, went down, and just seemed to kind of lose it yesterday. But he is out of there. Phil Locke also eliminated, so he will not be playing for the World Championship this year. Jean-Robert Belland and Trishelle Canatella also out, along with Jeff Gross, Eric Froelich, Blake Bond, and Mustafa Kanit. So some pretty big names falling by the wayside early on day 1A. And we say goodbye to them, so no opportunity to win a World Championship for those guys. But, of course, many more players in the room today. And as Kev Math reporting, we've got about 2,000 players in the house for today's event. So that'll put us around we'll probably end up around 28, 29, somewhere in that ballpark. Of course, we had a lot of satellite players going in there, too. WSOP.com did their 25-seat scramble yesterday, along with a ton of satellites running, where I believe we gave away 80. They did 83 seats 2 days ago and 88 the day before, or yesterday. So we'll see where this all turns out. If we can match last year's numbers or what, but we'll find out. Should be a good one. Let's get over to those chip counts too, just to mention some of the other players that got through yesterday. But pretty exciting to see Johnny Chan at the top of that leaderboard. Nick Novello, who led the tournament at the dinner break, couldn't really get any traction after that. 102,525. Kevin McPhee also right around the 102,000 chip mark. Let's see. Lane Flack's count is at 75,450. Jonathan Taylor at 75,250. Kind of surprised they left his name off that prominent player list. Only Shimeon 75,000. Let's see. Martine Finger 71. Instead of Moneymaker around 69. Mike Dentali's at 67. Barney Boatman also at 67. So good day. And always double up. That's a very good day. Let's see who else we have here. Antilios Fondiari's at 59,775. Noah Schwartz at 56. Keep running down. Oberstadt's count is 54,625. Mike Matiso's at 53,625. Hassan Habib at 51,000. And we'll keep going down here. Mark Herm at 46. Max Altergott at 45.5. And I believe Joe Payne was tangling with Max yesterday, by the way. Joe did make it through. Billy Baxter advances to day 2. 42,000, looking for his first World Championship and 8th World Series of Poker bracelet. Mike Gordinsky also 42,000. Bill Perkins survives that really rough feature table. 39.9. John Manette, 38.5. Joe Payne at 38. Hoyt Corkins at 38. Jay Farber is at 36. Darren Elias at 36. Joe Tian, 34,125. Raymond Rami, former main event final tableist, 33,000. Susie Isaacs goes to 32. She had doubled up early and just kind of hung in there. Mike Sexton will be here on day 2A coming up. He bags 31. Antonio Payne, 29,575. So pretty much a break-even day for him. Lee Watkinson, 26,000. Nam Lee, 23.5. I said Theo Tran, 21.5. Lee Markle, 21. James McManus advances with 17,600. I think a couple of these are not updated. Andy Block, 15.8. Paul Sokolov, 14.8. Miami John Cerundo is at 14. And Musumeci, 12.5. Lucky Chewy, Andrew Lichtenberger, 12.5. Tony Dunst, 12.1. Randall Flowers listed at 10.6. And Merson at 7,125. So Merson, who had of course, won the main event 2 years ago, had a very good run last year. Unfortunately, not off to a great start, but it does not matter how you start. It matters how you finish. So there are your chip counts from yesterday's play. We're going to come back and we'll take a look at what is going on today. Like I said, we have a couple of early bust outs and some interesting action going on at the tables. So let's step back and take a break here from our great sponsors of the show, and we will be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thank you so much for joining us. See you on the other side of the break.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
Yeah, sorry about that.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle. Right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deege Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders. Representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion, a true Deege player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the tables to be the best. And Deege Poker apparel shows everyone who you really are on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's D-E-E-G Poker.com. Deege Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker felt. So go there now with the promo code HOKE, that's H-O-K-E, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final 9 Comic.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, and we are back live here at the World Series of Poker. Main event, day 1B. No one's winning the tournament today. They're sure as hell going to lose it if they don't have it together. And look, I got to tell you, if you're playing, I'm going to give everybody a tip because I know a lot of these guys fairly well. Haven't played against too many of them, but, I know them. If you're playing against a former world champion, don't go all in with top pair and think you're going to win on level 1. Okay, I'm going to pretty much guarantee you that if you're playing a world champion and he is putting all of his chips in the stack, he's going to have something better than top pair. Okay, so there's my tip of the day for everybody. Remember that. World champ, top pair, level 1, not good enough. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at some of the early happenings here on day 1B. And we have a couple people on the bust-out line as we speak. Let's give me 1 second here, and we'll pull those couple of hands. And so we did have a bust-out here, and we'll get to it in a second. So here's your hand. On the featured table, and Yang Bian put stack all in on a board 4, 8, 9 queen, 2 diamonds. Huck Seed was expecting the chop on that. Seed flips over 10 jack for the nut straight, and expecting to see a couple of diamond, the 10 diamonds, jack of diamonds, but his opponent holding top pair. That's right, ace queen, and Bian was drawing dead on that, and is out in 30 minutes here on day 1B. I would have liked to have said to her, would you please just give me the $10,000, because I don't think I would have gone all in with top pair on an 2 diamond, 8-9 queen board. Just me. It's a heck of a way to lose your World Series. Bun Lamb taking a little bit of a hit there. Derek Smith is your other early double-upper. Looks like he had a 6-bet shove and against Mark Hodos and was holding aces. And Hodos with the kings and couldn't let him go. Man, I've let go in that spot. I know it sounds crazy, but, man, you got to take a second and think about that one. But 10 minutes into the tournament, doubles up. So Derek Smith picking that one up. So nice start for Derek Smith as he pulls that one in. Let's take a look. Some of the other things going on here. 1 second, and we'll pull that up. Somebody's got an interesting ringtone there. Of course, Ray Romano given the shuffle up and deal. Brings his son up on the table. His son just turned 21. Ray bought him in. So good for him. But Ray offered anybody a drink to whoever knocks his son out. That's a good way to, I wouldn't think you'd want your son to get knocked out. That would be a bad call. If you're looking around for some of your favorite players, Galen Hall is in Amazon Tan, Jay Rosenkrantz, Phil Galfond, Martin Sasko, former runner-up, Joseph Chung, John Turner are in there. In the purple section, Andrei Petachuk, Mike Watson, Alex Queen, Scott Seaver, Chris Bell, Max Silver, Ismail Bojang has been having a great World Series. Nick Binger is in there. Doc Sands, Tuan Lee, Tim Finn, Mark Radoja, Kevin Saul, Danny Stern all in the purple. Okay, and one more shift of our update board. And there we go. Brasilia, of course, right across from here in the blue section. David Peters, Joe Sirach in there, Eric Lindgren, David Bach, Lauren Kling, Sophia Lovgren, and Erica Sands all in there in the orange. Dan Shack, Max Pescatori, Rupert Elder in there. And Kevin Pollock is in the house today along with Ray Romano. Ben Lamb in there too. Looks like Alan Cunningham is going to get to have some fun with Mikhail Brumelheis, who was a November 9er last year. So Alan Cunningham will be taking him on. Some other players in Brasilia right now. Jonathan Little here. Brandon Shack Harris playing for the World Series of Poker Player of the Year. A deep run. Wouldn't necessarily lock it up, but certainly could go a long way to putting that one away. Joe Kuther in there as well. Pierre Neuville was a runner-up here in this World Series. And also more purple people. Brian Huang, Tom Corral, Cy Watson on there. And we have the secondary tables. Justin Smith's here today. Michael McDonald, Jeff Lissandro, Marco Traniello playing today. Lex Wildheis, Steve Zolotal, Alan Jaffrey Schumann also here in the Brasilia room. A couple more Brasilia players in the silver section, actually right across from me. Jason Mann, Jonathan Little, Brett Ritchie, Matt Affleck, Dan O'Brien. Zach Grunberg has just had an amazing World Series out of Boalsburg, PA, near State College. Raymond Davis in there as well, along with Dan Kelly. And Galen Hall picking up a couple chips on a hand. Galen goes a little over 40,000. In the pavilion area, Jason Sentai is here, Sorel Mizzi, George Danzer, Bill Chen, Lib Barry, Chino Ream, who actually tweeted out, said, I haven't done shit since I made the final table in 08, so he's looking for a big run today. Mike Leah, Jeff Madsen, Randy Ohl in there as well. And let's see. And apparently, here's an interesting hand. Yaron Wasserman, who last cashed here at the World Series in 2005. Looks like he has doubled up on one of the first hands here. 17,000 chips each in on a 9-6 king board. Everything else went in the middle. Wasserman made the call against his opponent. Wasserman had kings, so he flopped the trip kings, but his opponent had aces, and no ace on the turn or river. That player was eliminated. Wasserman said, I knew he had aces. I just wanted to see if I could hit a king on the flop. Are you kidding me? And another player at the table said he had ace-king, so he's drawing to one out. So he makes the right read and still pushes. Okay. Welcome to the World Series of Poker main event. Occasionally those crazy things happen. So those are your current updates as to what is going on here in the main event. So once again, they're reporting 2,000 players here, over 2,000 players here today. So we'll probably definitely crack the 3,000 player barrier so far for this main event. So that'll be interesting where this is going to end up. If you look at last year's main event, we had 6,352 players with an $8.3 million prize pool. So if we're looking at around 3,000 between the first 2 days, usually a ballpark, your day 1C is equivalent, maybe a little bit bigger than where we end up for your total for day 1A and 1B. That's why when they combine these tables or combine the days, it goes 1A and B together, and then 1C is on the other side. So these guys, we could be looking 65 to 7, somewhere in there. That's I think that's going to be a fair number to guess, but of course, once again, a lot of players usually wait till this last day. Of course, it's better for travel. You get a deeper field, so a little less of an opportunity to dodge the pros, and if you're an amateur coming in here. But pretty interesting how how that one's going to shake out. 1 second here, let me see what I can find some more numbers on that. But of course, Jamie Gold and his field set the record for the most players here at the World Series. And give me 1 second. We'll pull that number for you just to. It's not handy. That's all right. That's kind of weird. But of course, Jamie Gold's year setting the record for the most players in the main event. Of course, the top prize in that one as well. First prize was $12 million, which of course at the time was still the top prize in WSOP history. I swear to God, it's going to show up in one of these somewhere. 8,773 players was your main event. So, we'll see. We're definitely not going to get to that point. I'd be stunned if we did. But, could we get 7 out of this? I think it's a legit number. I think 7's looking good. By the way, if you want to interact with us in the chat box, it's certainly welcome to do so. I see the Wookiee has finally showed up. Go to ustream.tv, get yourself a username and hop in. If you're in there as listed as a guest right now, we'd love to get you on there too. So say hi to us that way. We'd certainly appreciate it. But, once again, the players are in play. 39 minutes until first break. And Wookiee Way reporting on the Wasserman hand. Yeah, you betcha. Ugh, I can't understand that. Boy, if you make the read. I mean, you might as well go on all in at that point, too. You're getting that crazy. But those are the kind of interesting hands that you see early here in the main event, and that's why you've got to be extremely careful with some of these players because just they're going to do some crazy stuff out there. So you've got to watch yourself. But, of course, day 1B, and, like I said, a lot of good pros here today, too. So it should be a pretty exciting I misread it. Okay, sorry about that, Wookiee. I'll survive. Either way, let's see, 1 reporter arrived. The remainder of the players stacked. 13 went in the middle. Wasserman called. Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah, so he called against the aces. But, if you're going to put in 17,000 pre-flop, I suppose you're pretty much going to go all the way. But Wookiee is just tough in there. I'll tell you what. Unbelievable. The Wookiee Way taking charge here. And maybe let me get the Skype open here if you guys want to call in, or maybe Wookiee wants to hop in there, say hi to everybody. We miss the Wookiee here in Las Vegas. Got to have the Wookiee flying around. He is the man. Give me 1 second here. We'll get the Skype line open. If you want to give us a call, that number is 702-997-3049. Of course, normally we'd have Joe Payne here, but Joe played the main event yesterday and got through. So we may not even see Joe tomorrow. Wookiee saying, you will be accurate. I will rip your arms from your socket in true Wookiee fashion. Oh, please. Don't do that. That would be interesting, though. I like to see it. Try it, big man. Let's go. All right, and we're seeing it's always interesting when you see some people walking out of the Amazon or out of these rooms, especially Brasilia, at this point, because that means it's something. A lot of times it'll mean something bad happened. Because like I said, we're nowhere near a break. 37,000. And, it's always a tough day, and you can usually tell because a lot of times people are texting or, excuse me, have their heads down, and, it's always the toughest day of the year when you get busted out of the main event. And, of course, we're just getting started here on day 1B. We'll see who pops out of here, but I'm sure, in about a half an hour, Raymond Davis, I'm sure will stop by. We'll give him a shot and see if he hangs around. No, once again, and you know what? And actually, this is probably a good time to continue our recap. What's been going on here at the WSOP this year? Of course, much more than the main event happening, and we've been kind of breaking down these other events that took place. And once again, the story of this World Series has been redemption and finally breaking through with some of these players getting their first World Series of Poker bracelet. It's been an impressive year for that happening. And we're going to take a look at some of these other tournaments where we were about halfway through this World Series. And let me just get our results up on board. Of course, going back to event number 34, 7-card stud. Eric Buckman taking that one down, winning his first World Series of Poker bracelet in that one. Pretty popular win for Eric Buckman. And I think we're on the no limit to deuce 7 triple, no limit deuce 7 draw low ball actually. And that one won by Steven Wolansky out of Cooper City, Florida, as he picks up the victory. And of course, the big story there was Joseph Chung was trying to take that one down. Joseph Chung comes up just short of a World Series of Poker bracelet, finishing second. Max Cruz in third. Christopher Mecklin in fourth. Orjan Skomo finishing fifth. Scotty Abrams ninth on that one. Ali Islami in 11th place in that one. And let me get the chat box slid over here. I'm just adjusting some windows. And Wookie Way just getting a report to me that Dan Shack has busted. So one of the high roller specialists here at the World Series of Poker, Dan Shack, is out. That is a huge upset early on in this tournament. So Dan Shack has apparently been eliminated. So Dan Shack out of this one. And we'll go to event number 37, Pot Limit Omaha event. And $1,500 buy-in on that, and that was Brandon Pastor. And we saw a lot of this, guys making deep runs at the World Series, finishing top 3, top 4, and then coming out and winning a bracelet later on in the series. Pastor did the same thing. Of course, Brandon Pastor was a runner-up in an event earlier in this World Series, and the pro out of Arlington, Virginia is your winner, knocking off Marcel Vonk. Gabriel Nassif finishing third, Matt Humphrey in fourth, Matthew Dames in fifth. Kevin Saul in eighth, Galen Hall in ninth, AP Farad, his best run at the World Series, finishing in 11th place, Eric Lindgren in 13th. Earlier runner-up Morgan Popham finishing in 14th place. So that was event number 37, the Pot Limit Omaha event. Let's take a look at event number 38, the 7-card stud high-low split 8 or better tournament, 10K buy-in, and that was George Danzer's second bracelet. Danzer, the only player to win 2 bracelets here at the World Series here in Las Vegas. Danzer held off a game charge from John Reisner. Reisner kept fighting back on that. He was in major trouble and managed to get back into that tournament, but George Danzer able to put him away, and the German Poker Stars Pro wins his second bracelet of the World Series, taking home $352,696. Reisner in second. Calvin Anderson finishing third, and we all know that that changed in a hurry later on. Brian Hastings in fourth, Jeff Lissandro in fifth, David Singer finished seventh, John Monette eighth, Richard Sklar ninth. So 2 top 10 finishes for Richard Sklar. And, of course, one of the great stories early in that final table, even though unofficial, Norman Chad, the ESPN commentator, finishing in 10th place in that event. Ted Forrest 11th, Todd Brunson 13th, Mac Lance in 15th place. So it was event number 38, 7-card stud, high-low, split 8 or better. No Limit Hold'em event number 39. 3K buy-in won by Sean Dempsey as he defeats Ryan Giaconetti, wins a $548,000 prize on that. Jake Schindler in third, Ryan Alisar in fourth, and Ryan LaPlante, of course, our good friend Potential, finishing in fifth place. Took a horrible river card, or else he would have been the chip leader with 4 to go, or 5 to go. But LaPlante could not fade a rough river card. He ends up out in fifth, Nomley sixth, Lane Flack in seventh on that one. So pretty exciting table there. Matthew Lapasi is also playing in the one-drop tournament today on the final table, finishing in 12th. Dylan Lynn 16th. So very interesting final table there for event number 39, No Limit Hold'em event. The Heads Up tournament. Always an exciting one here at the World Series, one of my personal favorite events. The 10K buy-in goes to Davide Serrano Suriano, who knocks off Sam Stein, and a lot of people consider that one upset. But Suriano battled through one heck of a field to a bracket to get through that one. Daniel Coleman, heads-up specialist, and of course we heard a lot from him later, sort of, in this World Series, finishing third. Scott Davies also losing in the semifinals, finishes fourth. Scott Baumstein in fifth. D. Tiller, of course, got to the Elite Eight on that one. The oil businessman from Texas, finishing in eighth on that one. Daniel Negreanu, 10th place. Eric Seidel, 13th. Taylor Parr, 14th. Jason Kuhn reaching also the 15th, of course, reaching the round of 16 on that one. So that was a 10K no limit hold'em heads-up event, number 40. The Dealer's Choice six-handed event. Of course, a lot of talk about this event. 16 games, your call, what you want to do for the Orbit. And that goes to Robert Mizraki, beating a field of 419 players as he defeats Aaron Schaff, followed by Shane Abbott, Bill Chen, and Daniel Adema. Frank Casello also hanging around that final table along with Marco Johnson. Melissa Berg continued her great World Series. She finished 9th. Jen Harmon in 10th. Brandon Cantu had a very controversial moment in this tournament, finishes in 12th place. So there's your Dealer's Choice six-handed event number 41. Event number 42, Pot Limit Omaha six-handed tournament. 5K buy-in goes to Michael Drummond as he defeats Darius Studdard, wins $541,747. Corey Kilpatrick finishing third. High finish for him. Guess what he did later? Ryan Schmidt finishing fourth. Brant Hale in fifth. Phil Locke, who was the chip leader going into this final table, but faded quickly in that day, finishes in sixth place. Richard Ashby in seventh. Sorrel Mizzi finishing ninth. David Bakes Baker in 12th place in the 5K Pot Limit Omaha six-handed event. Event number 43, the Limit Hold'em Tournament. The thriller from Manila on that one, $1,500 buy-in, 657 players, and Dan Kelly picks up another World Series of Poker bracelet. Kelly defeats Yegor Surikov for the win, and Kelly picks up $195,000. Brandon Shaq Harris in a great three-way battle on that one. Harris collected a first, 2 seconds, and a third in this World Series. Brandon finishing third. Sean Barrios out of the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, finishing fourth. Jesse Katz in fifth. David Chu in sixth. Jeff Lissandro in seventh place. Stephen Lowolansky in 10th in that tournament. So that is your $1,500 Limit Hold'em tournament. 657 players in that one. Event 44, no Limit Hold'em event. $1,500 buy-in on that one goes to Jordan Morgan. He knocks off Evan McNiff in a classic heads-up battle. This one took forever. I believe that was another 7-hour battle on that. Morgan picks up $478,000, wins that one over McNiff. Jason Johnson in third, Ray Foley in fourth, Brian Dillon in fifth. Vinny Pahuja just took a really bad beat in that one and finishes in 12th place. So the Pahuja boys continue to have both having a pretty solid World Series for themselves, but no bracelets for the guys on that one. Event number 45, no Limit Hold'em. And, of course, this guy, Will Givens, who in event 33 finished fourth to Dutch Boyd, comes back and wins it and knocks off Angela Prada Moed, and he wins $306,000 on that one. Paul Sokoloff finishing third, $131,000. David Hoff, Patrick Curzio, your top five in that. And give me 1 second, as I do believe. Let's see. What's okay? I'm calling this guy right now. We got the Wookiee on the line. Wookiee, what's up?
Sound effect, do you?
I hear you now. You're all good.
How's it going?
It's going well, buddy. What's up?
Let's see. I got to turn off the radio and listen to you through the headphones so I'm in sync, correct?
Okay, there. Yep, that is correct, sir.
All right, okay. Now I can hear you.
Yep. Turn off your radio out there.
I had to turn off the WSOP live stream. They're live streaming the little one for one drop.
Yeah, of course. That one, the last event finishing up here before we are totally on the main event. So
that is the last live stream of the summer too.
Yes, it is.
As far as WSOP goes.
That's so sad too. It really is.
You'll have to carry us through to the end.
I will be more than happy to do so. Yeah. So what's going on with you, buddy? How you been?
I've been tweeting my butt off. I'm stuck here in Northern California with broken computers. I have 5 computers, and I've made one Frankenstein computer out of them. So
wow.
I can't really grind online. I can't really do the poker writing like I was doing until I get a Windows machine up and running. And then I'll go back to writing for Poker Scout some.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, not many people could do the Frankenstein thing, so that's pretty impressive.
Well, it'd be more impressive if I had a little bit of money for parts, and then I have 5 working computers here.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it'll be coming soon. So, well, let me ask you this. Of course, we're getting we're obviously at the main event. We've gotten through almost all the events. What are some of your thoughts about what you've seen at the World Series this year?
It's been an interesting year. God, there's too many things to pick one. I've tweeted a lot about everything that's been going on and keeping up with what's been going on. Rich Ryan, Chad Holloway, Remco, and CavMath are my main sources for information. They pretty much between those 4, you can keep up to speed on everything.
Yeah. So
let's see. The biggest controversy was probably the big one for one drop. Daniel Coleman. Winning that and then not doing interviews and then posting why on 2+2, and then 3 other people posted interviews. So I actually had to make a blog post at it, and I hardly ever blog anymore.
Yeah.
But I had to make a blog post and collect all these different viewpoints because they were all valid points. He has a valid point in what he talks about, but his delivery and his choice not to talk when most of the people would have heard him may not have been the best idea.
Yeah.
And then Mike Sexton had a very good pro poker support blog entry about doing interviews. That's part of the business and how it's good for everybody. And then Daniel Negreanu had a post about it that was on his Full Contact Poker blog that was very kind of middle of the road, like it is right not to do it, but here's why I would have done it, or here's what I would have done.
Yeah.
And then the best one was Philip Gruesome on this new charity website where the players are signing up and donating 2% of their earnings. I signed up right away as soon as I saw this site. Doing what they can to make the world a better place, and saying it basically gives another viewpoint about he understands where he's coming from, but what's he doing about it? He could do this about it. And so Philip Gruesome has Phil Bohr has a great blog post about it as well. So I put a collection of those. I actually have to add Phil Gruesome's blog to the my blog entry, but I've got a collection of them all on my blog just because there's so many good points. Like any issue, it's not always black and white. A lot of times there's this side's a good point, this side's a good point, and this side's a good point. Okay, what's the best of all of these 3? So I think that was probably the biggest controversy so far this WSOP season was that one interview.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, the interview that didn't happen. Exactly.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I know Mike had written a blog, and I kind of I hadn't seen it, but I assumed what he was going to say in there, knowing Mike pretty well. I did read Daniel's blog, and I also read Coleman's response to that. And I don't want to beat this dead horse too badly, but Coleman very torn on that thing. But man, I'll tell you, my issue with that was if you have something you want to say and get out there, say it. Here's your chance.
Right, that was a great soapbox to be able to do that.
The door was open to really throw that out, and I'm sure, the response got very well read, but it's not going to be a chance on ESPN to say, look, this is a tough game. It's very difficult. I don't know. But I am very torn about a guy who's getting $15 million out of the poker community, saying that this isn't cool, this isn't right. I mean that to me was one of the big contradictions on the whole thing.
I know he did not have 100% of himself. I don't know how much he had. I know some people were talking about buying percents of him that missed their opportunity to do so. I think there was probably at least 3 or 4 that were going to, and at least 1 that missed. So that means he probably had at least 2 or 3 people that actually had pieces of him, and I don't know how big a pieces. So I know he could afford a fairly decent piece because I know he made $1 million in a year on PokerStars just like last year or something.
Right.
playing the hyper heads up sit and goes. So he probably had a decent percent of himself, but I wouldn't even suggest that he had more than half himself. I figured it was pieced out pretty good.
I had read he only had 10%.
That's quite possible.
Yeah.
It's quite possible. He had a big investor and then a couple other small, trading pieces with other players.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I was surprised in Daniel's blog on that, that he said that Coleman came over to him and said, "I don't want to do these interviews," and Daniel said, "Do what you want to do." And then,
right. Yeah, he was
and then came back and said you
in the
should have done it.
situation.
I mean, I found that to be kind of odd too, because here's a chance for Daniel to say, "Look, I know you don't want to do it, but we kind of need you to do it for the better of the poker community."
Right. If he had more time to think about it, he might have actually said that. But it was kind of an in-the-moment thing. He didn't have long to think about it, so he naturally just took over and said, "All right, I'll take care of it. I'll take the lion's share of the interviews." And then he said that in his blog that here's the things I didn't get a chance to say to Coleman that I would have said if I could have, and he actually put that in his blog.
Yeah.
That he would have said more. And here's how I think it would have gone. If Coleman had taken the interview and said what he said on 2+2, or even a smaller version of it, then that story, ESPN would have taken it and run with it, and then other people would be talking it in a much greater atmosphere instead of the smaller portion of the poker world. It's still getting, a lot of attention within the poker world, but it would have had more attention outside of the poker world, so it would have been a much bigger story.
Exactly. And what he posted was kind of a cautionary tale. It's a brutal game. I mean, everybody's out to just tear each other apart, and that's the way it is. And I think everybody that's been involved in the poker community for a long time understands that. But it was definitely a difficult spot for Coleman to put himself in. And just it just made things very, very difficult for him. So who knows? But
that's one of the things I loved about Philip Gruesom's reply, was that they actually have started a charity where they donate like 2%. They find the most efficient charities to donate their money, so they're doing the most good, and then they sign up to donate 2% of their cashes to this charity. And it's not just one charity. They go to a variety of charities and figure out which ones are the best ones and the most efficient. And so it's a really cool example of, instead of it being a dog eat dog world in the poker world, people actually making a difference with their winnings.
Yeah, and one thing that I find fascinating about the poker world is, with everybody being so individualized, and I'm really curious to hear your thoughts about this. And of course, we're on with the mighty Wookiee way. What's up, big old Sean there? Sorry about that. I got distracted for a moment. But with it being so individualized, it would seem and players are always complaining about how the rake's too high, and how we get mistreated by casinos and so much. But without being organized in some manner, even a loose collection, it makes it so easy for entities to take advantage of poker players, and makes it very difficult for everybody. Do you see at some point that there's a possibility that some organization, whether it's just a loose association, could be formed to kind of keep an eye on things and help players out? Because it doesn't seem like, the PPA does a lot of things, but that's really not their cup of tea. So do the players need to kind of pull together and start watching out for themselves a little bit?
Yeah, there's been talk over the last few years. There's been talks about basically a poker players union, and I think eventually it's only a matter of time if things get more and more organized, and once regulated poker gets back in the U.S. and it's a much larger pool of players, I think it's only natural that there will be a players grouping, a players alliance, where they will actually decide we're going to have a union, and we're going to speak up about this rule at the WSOP, just like they have the tournament directors having a meeting. They're going to have all the players are going to end up having a meeting. It's only a matter of time before that happens.
Yeah, and I think it has to. And even many coaches organizations and things like that I've been a part of. It's not like we're out having meetings every week or something like that. But you have a convention, you get everybody together every once in a while, for once a year or something. And when there's issues, you send the leadership out to try and get them worked out. And certainly poker's got the kind of some great people that could do it. It's just a matter of everybody, chipping in and being a part of it.
Right. Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time.
So So we need a poker players convention here before the World Series.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I was talking about this the other day on Twitter. I was talking about we need a roundtable where people can get together and discuss. And someone was saying, "Yeah, I really miss Poker Road like we used to have." And I'm like, "Well, who's gonna restart this?"
So hi.
Yeah,
I'm here.
That's a good idea. You should be one of the people to spearhead the movement to get a roundtable of people to start discussing, and then the more they start discussing, the more easily it will be for them to get organized and form a players union or something.
Yeah, I mean, and it's very frustrating. You go out to events, and I'm not going to say which ones or anything, but you're paying, $6.33 for an iced tea and a bag of chips, and the rake at a lot of the casinos is really high, and tournaments are at different events are taking 25-30%. For their buy-ins, and how can you win, and how can players be successful when these numbers that the casinos are taking off these guys are so high? It's just it makes it impossible to become a winning player, and then you wonder why the numbers are down.
Well, that's part of the supply and demand problem right now, because the market's limited and there's only so many companies out there. PokerStars is the biggest, and they don't have any real competitor. Full Tilt was a competitor, but they fell on the wayside because of all their problems, and then PokerStars bottom out. And Party Poker is probably the only other one big enough at the moment worldwide to make a huge impact. I think they're going to be growing a lot faster than some of the other sites. And then once we get back into the U.S., sites like Ultimate Poker and 888 Poker and WSOP brand are actually going to be able to compete a little more with PokerStars, and then they will be vying for the player's business again. Mm-hmm. And then things will straighten out a little bit. But right now, things are headed the wrong direction, where they can do what they want, charge as much as they want. They only have to, appease the people so much, and people are still going to come. So until there's a little bit of free market back in the poker world, that's going to continue. But I think, within the next year, once we're regulated in the U.S. again, and beyond just intrastate, but actually interstate, then that competition will naturally drive the prices down and reduce the rake some, and people will be making better offers so that they can grow their business, and that'll be good for the players.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like this last, just here when the main event kicked off, and good for Doe.com putting out the little hockey puck things, the stress relievers. But
did you see Andy Block's post?
I did see Andy Block. He was amazing with those things.
I was going hashtag crazy about those pucks yesterday, but yeah, it's good to see them at least in their being a sponsor and got a promotion going on.
Yeah, and but on the other side of it, I saw a lot of tweets going out saying we just plunked down $10,000 to play in the biggest tournament in poker, and we got a hockey puck, and that's got to be so frustrating for the players that are in here spending tens of thousands of dollars playing these, I should say hundreds of thousands of dollars playing these tournaments, and their reward from the World Series is a hockey puck, and not saying that that's WSOP's fault, but boy, you'd like to see maybe do a little bit more for the players than throw out a hockey puck. A nice little goodie bag, something substantial. Would be nice.
Yeah, like when you go to an EPT event, like there's usually an EPT goodie bag. And I think the WPT, I think they had some goodie bags over there at the Aria too. I haven't, I thought I saw a picture of one, but I haven't seen contents. But we'll have to chase that down. They definitely should have something like that for the World Series. And I think right now, like I'm saying, without the competition, that's something that's not happening. But I think in the next year or two, we'll see that change.
Can there ever be like true competition for the World Series of Poker? In terms of the actual event?
Yes and no. There are some people who aren't even playing the main event because they're playing other places. But I think that has to do more with bankroll. And it will be a little bit of time before the other series and venues actually decide, we're actually going to compete with the World Series of Poker. It's a big, long series. It's 2 months long, so there's plenty of chances for other places to overlap. But when it comes to the main event, that's going to still be probably the biggest poker tournament in the world. Mm-hmm. The only one to come close is the Aussie Millions.
Yeah.
EPTs are getting bigger, but I don't think they're that big. So I think Aussie Millions would be the next biggest competitor as far as the same time. But then you've got that that separation of it's halfway across the world.
Right.
So people are either going to be going to one or going to the other, definitely not going to both.
Yeah, I think that event at the Aria, by the way, was certainly an intriguing little move by the WPT to throw that one out there too. What did you think of that?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's one, it overlaps one of the days, but two, it also allows people to play both. And it's an interesting structure where it's not a multi-day event as much as other events. It's like so many people make the money, but then only so many people advance. So you can make the money in cash and be done within one day, or you can make the money cash and advance to the next day, and it's a much smaller field and you got much better chance of cashing a whole lot deeper, and it's still only a 2-day event, not a 5-day event.
Right. Yep, because I will say this, I think a lot of other casinos did a very good job in setting up their events against the World Series events this year. We saw a lot of successful events happening here in Las Vegas over the past 6 weeks, and certainly for about a week and a half, 2 weeks here at the World Series, it was pretty much a mausoleum. So so everybody's kind of getting it figured out a little bit.
Yeah, the one I'm worried about is the charity series of poker over at the famous poker series over at Planet Hollywood. Mm-hmm. I think instead of doing that today, if they'd done it the day before or like last week, it probably been a whole lot healthier for them.
Yeah, that one, of course, going on tonight for Matt Stout's event at Planet Hollywood. And we were talking about that, so make sure you guys get into that one. Should be a good time this evening.
You know me, I will always retweet and share any charity event or any poker player in any charity involvement, because that's what I'm all about. Once I've taken care of me and my family, that's what I plan on doing with my winnings is a little more charity than most people Oh,
there you go. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Hey, I have to get a commercial break in, and the players should be out on break in a little bit. But is it okay if I call you back? We can continue the discussion after we survive this break?
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks, Sean. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Oh, you want to plug your Twitter?
At the Wookiee Way and at Poker Paradox. Poker Paradox is my poker-only tweets, and at the Wookiee Way is everything, including poker.
All right, there you go. All right, we'll check back with you in just a little bit, buddy. All right, so there you go. The mighty Wookiee calling into the show. All right, we're going to take a commercial break, and we come back. We will keep things rolling here. Players will be out on break in 9 minutes. So we'll get through the commercial, and we'll see who's flying around here. Of course, a lot of top superstars and a ton of great amateurs trying to become the world champion here. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thank you for joining us.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker vote. So go there now with the promo code HOKE, that's HOKE, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
When it comes to custom poker tables, why would you buy something someone else designed and even named for their sales or marketing purposes?
The Nighthawk, the Gambler, the Big Slick, the Nuts.
Sure, you can customize it if you want, as long as you choose between black, red, or even green cloth, but that's about it. When you choose to play off tilt, it's not just another table, it's your table. The same price gets you a fully custom designed table that reflects your style and game. Off tilt makes it easy to design a truly one-of-a-kind custom poker table that'll give you home table advantage. Sure, Off Tilt could name their tables for marketing purposes, but why? It's not ours. We don't play on it. And to be honest, there are over 1,000 named Off Tilt tables worldwide, including the WSOP, the Deep Stacks Poker Tour, the Jonathan Papelbon, as well as Julie's, Chris's, Scott's, Amber's, Tristan's, just to name a few. So let us add your name to the list and deliver a truly custom-crafted, furniture-quality poker table worthy of your game. Visit www.offtiltpokertables.com or call Brian Knott today at 262-490-3812. We'll show you why Off Tilt is the only way to play.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double-Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dosen and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
At Team Poker Joker, we build innovative, high-performance, poker-focused apparel designed to keep you cool and calm in tough situations. Wait, no we don't. We've just got a cool brand representing the suits of this beautiful game called poker. Our gear won't make you better, but it will keep a smile on your face. So don't be so serious and show you know how to have fun. Get your Poker Joker gear today at TeamPokerJoker.com. Grin and win today at TeamPokerJoker.com.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1 way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final 9 Comic.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out no matter what you're doing when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders. Representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion, a true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the tables to be the best. And Deej Poker apparel shows everyone who you really are on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DEEG Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, and we are back live here at the World Series of Poker, and I knew this guy was coming out. I knew it. Yeah, this is where they hid me, so people can smoke. Okay, Raymond will be back. Raymond Davis. There's a microphone. Raymond Davis is around, so we'll get to talk to Raymond as he'll be taking his first break here at the World Series of Poker main event. 2 minutes and about 35 seconds left on level number 1 here at the WSOP. So these guys just getting it going here. So congratulations, everybody that's going to should be walking out of the room. Hopefully have survived level 1 here. Let's take a look at a couple updates, and then looks like we will get to hear from our good buddy Raymond Davis here on the Mark Hoke Show. And 1 second, we'll get all our information together, see what we got going on. Of course, we had the Huck seed doubling up and bashing somebody over the head and sending them out the door. And we'll keep going here. I swear to God, this information is going to come up. We had a player who got lost today. That was pretty interesting. Well, actually, it wasn't that much. Galen Hall putting some chips on the board here early on. And there he is, Big Sexy. I think that's what we're going to call him now.
What we got going on?
Well, we got, well,
What's going on at the Rio today?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Anything?
I don't know. Is there? You tell me.
Anything going on here today?
You're kind of hanging out in there. So what's happening in that room? Are they giving out milk and cookies and hockey pucks?
Playing the main event.
Yeah. So how are we doing?
It's a good table.
It's a
That's
good
all
table.
I can say.
All right.
That's all I can say. It's a dream table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who we got?
They bet small, let you draw at them. You know, nobody at my table, just a bunch of rookies, amateurs.
Oh yeah. Like who?
All amateurs.
All amateurs. Okay.
Never saw none of them before.
Okay.
They're just happy to be here.
So that means it's time to tear them apart.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. They're screwing chips it's unbelievable.
Well, when you're playing against a table like that, though, isn't it in some ways more difficult because you just never know what crazy stuff these guys are going to pull on you?
Yeah, it's real dangerous. You know, one guy just tried to play back at me. You could tell he was like, I raised with ace queen, the flop come ace queen deuce, and I bet like 700, and he makes it like 1900 or whatever more. You know, I just flat him, figured out he'll screw off a bunch of chips on the turn. He cut it. He shut it down.
Yeah.
You know, but pretty much I'm just waiting for the levels to get a little bigger. You know.
Yeah, it's a tad early.
Yeah, you just want to fill them out. First couple of rounds, you just want to fill them out. You know. I done filled them out. They're pretty bad.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Now here comes the rest of the troop flying out of here.
Super amateur heavy field today.
Yeah, we got. Well, I know. We do have we got a good chunk of pros flying around, but we're over 2,000 for the day from what everybody's reported.
All right.
So that puts us at about, depending on what that number is, we're going to be around 2,900, maybe 3,000.
Maybe 3,000 by the end of the day.
At the end of the day. So what do you think happens tomorrow? I mean, you got your ear to the ground. How many players are going to be in the doors tomorrow?
I say about 3,000.
Think it'll be about 3. So match what we had these 2 days.
Yeah. No, I mean, the World Series is a long grind. A lot of people lost a lot of money. The economy's bad. You know, they did what they can do, but I just think there's so many events at the World Series and stuff like that. It's so long and it takes so much money out of people. You know, that the numbers are going to be down. So, looks like I was right. The numbers are down at the main event. You know.
So do you think? Well, it was 63 plus last year. Do you think it's going to be more or less? You think
they'll have more.
They'll have more.
I think they'll have more. Yeah.
Did the $10 million guarantee? You know, because you know all the pros, for example. I mean, do you think that was a draw to make it $10 million even at the top or at the top?
I think they actually got more people because of $10 million. You know, everybody's talking about $10 million for first. People don't realize it's only like what 1.5 million. What was last year?
Oh shoot, what was it? 8-ish, somewhere in there.
8-ish. So it's only like 1.7 million more or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Just the fact that gets pulled out of the rest of the prize pool too.
Yeah, just the fact that it's $10 million. Well, the prize pool is huge at the World Series. I always thought the first place should have been $10 million in the main event. I mean, you don't win a main event. What really bothers me with the World Series of Poker is they make one drop is such a bigger event than the main event.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing that they took one tournament and made it bigger than the main event. I don't think that's good for poker, you know. So.
You think they ought to up the buy-in for the main event?
I think it should be like $15K. I think
it's funny. It's never gone up.
Yeah, I think it should go up because I think somehow they got to make the World Series, the main event, the most prestigious event. I think that has to come back to poker. And right now, the World Series main event isn't the most prestigious event.
Yeah.
And that's all in all bad for poker. When one drop is like the premier event. And very well it should be. It's $1 million buy-in. But the World Series of Poker, they put so much emphasis on that event opposed to this one that I don't think it's a good thing. You know, people play the main event like it's like whatever now. You know? Fuck, then the tournament
there should be some exclusivity, don't you? I mean, to a point, don't you think? I mean,
at least
you have to earn your way into this thing.
I don't think so. I think they should always keep this open to the public. But maybe there should be like a buy-in plaque or something, or certain people buying this and certain people buying that. I don't know. WSOP.com, they didn't do too good of a job giving away enough seats. I don't think it's enough seats given out throughout the World Series. Just 2-day satellite or whatever. I just think, basically, all in all, it's just too many events. It's just too long, grueling.
How's your hockey puck, by the way? Did you like that thing? Did you get a hockey puck?
I don't know what the hell that was. I threw it across the fucking room.
Did you?
What was it?
That's a stress reliever.
What kind
it's
of
a little
stress?
squeezy stress reliever.
Jeez.
You just sit there and go like this all day long.
It's like squeezing your nuts.
It's a possibility. I'll put that in there. So,
but it don't seem like this has no main event feel to it.
It is a weird feeling around here today.
I
agree.
I feel like I'm just playing a regular tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because I played so many, but I took like 3 days off, and I'm just now coming in. I gotta go run and grab my man, but I'll see you guys at the next break.
All right.
It's good. Good they put my man in this corner, and I had to find him.
Yeah. Pretty exciting stuff. All right, Raymond Davis, everybody. Good to see him. I'm not sure about the tissues there, but that's all right. So Raymond Davis stopping by, saying hello to everybody. Of course, you can probably hear it. We are on break here at the main event. First break of the day for everybody. Here at the WSOP. Let me see Wookiee. Let's see. I'm just reading through some of the Wookiee Way stuff. WPT players, last-minute ads, online qualifiers. Never expected to be more tomorrow than today. Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt. Mr. Fox is here. Oh, well, that sounds like fun. Fox is on with Selbst and Casella. That's a nice little exciting table for you. So good luck to him. All right, we'll get the Wookiee back on here in just a little bit. But I'm actually on the air right now, sir. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Big Bill stopping by. All right, from Virginia. All right, so there we go. But just checking around the hallways here, see who else is flying around. But pretty packed out here at the moment. Of course, these guys trying to catch their breath, get that first level out of the way, and play on. All right, so Wookie, I'll get you back on here in just a little bit, but it's really loud in here, so bear with us as these guys, things kind of get a chance. Everybody's getting a breather and settles down here in a little bit. Take a look. Let's see if we got any more updates coming in here off the break. Bear with us for one moment, and we'll try and pull that for you. Once again, of course, very early here on the first break of the day, here on day 1B of the main event here at the World Series of Poker. Of course, Dan Shack running ace-king against aces and then gets eliminated. Jacks against an ace-queen of hearts. Let's see. Got Mark Herman there. It's like David Tuthill and Ray Romano hooking it up a little bit. Dan Smith getting in there with Phil Galfond. How about that one? So nice hand, or Derek Smith, excuse me. My bad. Derek Smith, who got that early chip lead, taking on Phil Galfond. It's pretty interesting. Joe Kuether off to a great start here. Kuether has more than double stack he started with. Let's see, didn't catch the action, was eliminated, inflicted heavy damage on another player's stack a couple hands before, and she was eliminated when she raised all ins eights against 8 kings. But Joe Kuether goes to 62,000. Some other updated chip counts. Micah Raskin, 46,000. Jomir Milas, 35. Dylan Wilkerson goes 31. Dan Glimmy, 31. Jay Rosenkrantz, 29. Michael Rubenheis taking a little bit of a hit. He's down to 18, as is Alan Cunningham. So a little bit of a shaky start for Cunningham here in this main event. Let's see who else we've got. Andy Black is in the house course, you all remember Andy from a very interesting final table here at the World Series. He's at 30,200. And, of course, another interesting table where Dan Harrington and Huck C just happened to start the day off against each other. That's amazing. Wonder how that happened. Of course, Merson and Ryan Reese had to start off playing against each other yesterday. So pretty tough start. Lauren Kling, what's up? Hey, you want to come say hi to everybody while you're munching that thing down? You want to say hi to everybody real quick? Let's get Lauren Kling on here. We haven't really got to talk to Lauren in a while. And Lauren Kling joining us. Lauren, what's up?
Hi, I am just playing in the main event right now on my break.
You're playing the main event. I wouldn't have imagined you'd be doing that today.
I know. There's so many other things to do. Why would I play? I don't know. It's really weird.
Does it still get exciting every time you come in here for the main event?
Oh, man. Honestly, I have been so nervous. It's like the craziest thing, and I've been trying to wrap my head around it, but it's like I played thousands of tournaments, and I played the main event. I think this is my 4th time, maybe, I want to say. And literally, I have like butterflies in my stomach. Still right now, I'm like trying to calm myself down at the table and listening to meditation CDs. Like, still, it's always nerve-wracking.
See, you just needed a nice Mark Hoke hug. That would have helped.
Of course I did.
Yeah, we'll talk later. Anyway, I'm just having fun. But, of course, first level in here, and as you talk about, I mean, no matter who it is, I mean, you're coming in here and you've got to try and calm it down and get over the excitement of finally getting to this point. I mean, it's almost like for you guys, I'm sure, that are playing so many events, it's almost a relief to finally be here, but you're still darned excited about it. And for all these amateurs, coming in here, a lot of them, maybe their first time, they're all fired up too. So there's a lot of tension in that room on the first level. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of tension. And it's really interesting just like seeing at the table, you can tell automatically like, who's having a bad series, who just got here, who's a satellite player. Like I take notes in my phone. So I have like already like 2 pages of all this random stuff about every single person at my table. But it's you can definitely tell it's interesting. There's some people who like can't wait to get out of there. There's this one guy at my table, like, I swear to God he wants to bust. He's like in every hand, just like going crazy basically. So I'm just waiting to pick up a hand and get his chips. I can't understand that. Of all the tournaments you don't want to go bust in, this would be the one. I mean, if I had to guess, from my experience, he's probably just anxious. So people handle their anxiety in different ways. Like for me, I listen to meditation CDs. Some people try to play in every hand. Some people, they don't play at all. So I think it's just probably his way of dealing with whatever anxiety, or who knows. I can't speak for him. He could have other things going on outside of poker that I can't even speak to. So could you dare to dream about winning this thing? Oh, I have dreamed. Yeah. Literally. What happens? Really embarrassing. Tell me, because I've had the dream too. You tell me what happens in the dream when you win the main event. So, for the past year, this is pretty embarrassing admitting. For the past year, I swear to God, like almost every single day, I've pictured myself winning, and it's been like this crazy thing where like I just see it. It's like so vivid to me. Like I already know what it looks like, and I don't know. I like basically for me when I do win, I just want to be. I want to like be a paradigm shifter for the industry, and for me, like the money is important. The money is obviously like a life changer, but what I would be able to do with the money and with the credibility and the recognition is way more important to me, and to be able to have an influence and an impact on the world in a positive way. So that's what my dream is. Who do you beat heads up? Oh, a random, of course. Really? Yeah. Why do I want some good player playing me heads up? I'll pass. Really? Yeah. I can't believe that. There's got to be somebody out there you'd like to knock off of that. To be completely honest with you, like I'm the type of person where I would just much rather play someone who is not good. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, is there more credibility in playing a pro? Sure, but at the end of the day, like, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I mean, I'd much rather just know that I'm going to win and have it be easier.
Mine always ends with whacking Phil Hellmuth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good.
Someday.
Yeah.
Even though I'd rather not be in that spot, but, you know.
I mean, that would be fun. I would rather have it be easy than fun.
Yeah. That's a good call. Easy
Yeah.
would be good.
Yeah. I'm all about not making things difficult.
That's awesome. Well, looks like everybody's heading back in here, so I'll let you go. Lauren, best of luck. I'd love to see you at that final table this year. That would be so awesome.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You got it.
I'm
Best
giving
of
you your
luck to
hug
you.
now.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go get him. There you go. Lauren Kling, everybody, stopping by, saying hello, and always a pleasure to talk to her. And the doors have opened back up here at Brazilia's, so the players heading back in, getting ready to get back at it. But it sure doesn't seem like that break is that long, does it? 20 minutes, pretty fast. So everybody getting ready to roll on back in and get back at it for the next level here at the World Series of Poker main event. All right, and like I said, just we'll kind of wait for everybody to clear out of here and we get things rolling again. But thanks to Raymond Davis and Lauren Kling for stopping over. Certainly do appreciate that. You just never know who's going to show up here at the World Series of Poker. And of course, you want to visit us at least for the next few days. We'll still be down at the Brasilia room. Of course, we were by the Amazon Room Pavilion for quite a while, and then we're kindly asked to move down here to make way for some vaping action, and that's where we ended up. So we'll be back up there in a little bit. Oh, it's the juicy one. Justin Oliver hanging around here too. Look at this guy. What's up, Justin Oliver? Good. Hey, you want to take a minute and say hi to everybody before you get back in there? We'll get Justin Oliver in here to say hi. Of course, bracelet winner last year, runner-up for a bracelet this year. And you might need those for a second. It is a little loud in here. But what's up, Justin? How you doing?
Doing good. I'm excited to be here for the main event. It's the best tournament of the year, and look forward to it all year round. It's exciting. The atmosphere is fantastic. The structure is amazing, and just happy to be here. Loving it, having fun.
Who you got at your table? Anybody we know, or just?
I do not know one person at my table, which is always good. And so great table. Unfortunately, a little bit of a bad seat draw because two aggressive players to my left. So worst seat at the table, but one of the best tables probably to have. So happy with the table.
What would it mean to you to win this thing? What would it mean to you to win this thing?
Oh, man, that question is even... Winning the main event is every poker player's dream. It's every boy's dream. There would be almost nothing in the world better than winning the main event. I mean, just being on that stage, just final tabling, the atmosphere at the final table, being known as the champion for a year, there's nothing better. When I play it, I try not to think about it because I try to just take each hand one at a time, and it's overwhelming to even think of winning the tournament, so I try not to even let myself go there because I don't want to be disappointed, if it doesn't happen. So, but yeah, I mean, amazing, nothing better.
So I just asked you the perfect question.
Exactly.
What I did.
You know what? No, but it's not bad because I'm into all the dream, declare, deliver stuff, and so for me, visualizing it, I mean, I try not to think about it while I'm playing, but while I'm away from the table, I mean, I do visualize myself winning it. So, declaring I'm going to win it and visualizing winning it, just seeing in my mind being at that final table has actually helped me a lot in poker because when I make it to the final tables, I'm never nervous because I feel like I've already done it.
So start thinking about doubling up.
That sounds good.
Just double up.
I am visualizing my chips growing. I'm visualizing the rain falling. I've been visualizing chips falling from the sky.
Oh, wow.
That's my new visualization. So I'm going to catch them. No, because I catch them in my shirt.
Oh,
that's
you catch
the way
them in
it goes
your shirt.
in my head,
so So it's like you're getting Skittles.
Exactly. It's like the Skittles commercial. They're falling from the sky, and I'm just catching them in my shirt. That's what I do. So hopefully we can go in and do that now. I see everybody racing back in there, so let's go and do it.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
There's another guy I'd love to see win the main event, Justin Oliver, getting back in there and getting to it. So players rolling in off their break here. Of course, first break, but a long way to go for these guys tonight. Here in day 1B of the World Series of Poker main event. Of course, tomorrow, the big day for day 1 is day 1C, where things get all sorts of crazy in this place. And then, of course, once again, the players will be combining day 1A and 1B will play day 2A. And then the day 2C or 1C players will play 2B. Of course, because of the amount of players that play on that last day, they really don't need to consolidate that down. Then the fields combine on day 3, and then the home stretch begins. So, of course, you kind of get 5 days of preliminary action before we really start getting into the nitty gritty of this thing, or the fields combine. But it should be a pretty exciting next couple of days. It's just to see, who gets through. These amateurs will be able to say, hey, I survived the day at the World Series of Poker. Of course, the pros continuing their, the one thing that they are all playing for, and that is winning this World Championship. All right, so while these guys are going to be finishing, getting inside, we'll take one more break, and then we'll come back and wrap up the show here. So I want to thank everybody for being with us here on the Mark Hoke Show, and we will be right back.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1 way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final9Comic.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker felt. So go there now with a promo code HOKE, that's HOKE, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up. Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit blindsquirrelapparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel apparel.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders. Representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion, a true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the tables to be the best. And Deej Poker apparel shows everyone who you really are on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's D-E-E-G Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, we return for our final segment here on the afternoon show. Probably, not sure, but I will make an announcement if it changes. But good chance you may want to head over to support Matt Stout's event over the Charity Series of Poker coming up tonight. Once again, just want to remind everybody, if you're in the area and you're not playing in the main event today, get on over to Planet Hollywood. $260 plus 40 buy-in. They got $100 rebuys and add-ons. And, of course, benefiting the 3 Square Food Bank. So make sure that you get on over there and check out the Charity Series of Poker's inaugural event, hosted by Matt Stout with just an all-star team of players. And if you want to see who's going to be there, you are going to be blown away. So make sure you check it out at charityseriesofpoker.org. And, of course, follow them on Twitter at the CSOP and like them on Facebook, Charity Series of Poker. So that's a good time coming up this evening over at Planet Hollywood. All right, and, you know, with the chaos out here in the hallways, it now settles down to quiet as these players get back to action here at the World Series of Poker main event. It is day 1B. And we're, from what I heard, we are over 2,000 players playing today. So we'll see where the final numbers end up tomorrow. But here's some of your early chip counts. We have another player that is in double-up mode, Sung Yi, and is actually, via his MyStack app, is leading the World Series of Poker. So screenshot it, enjoy it. 63,000. Derek Smith, 62.5. Joe Kuther at 62. Alfie Adam at 59,000. Huck Seed at 54.9. So he's lost, since that double up, lost a few chips, but I'm sure he's pretty happy with the double up. Jo van Bijgaard is at 54,000. Greg Himmelbrand, 51.5. Brett Towton, 49,000. Antonio Guerrero reporting in at 48. Let's see what else we've got here. Yaron Wasserman, of course, with those kings earlier, 47.5. Marcin Hurricane, 47.5. Paul Balzano at 47, Micah Raskin 46, Tim Rowley 45 to Roger Lucier 45,000. Some other, see if any other big names are reporting in. Kevin O'Donnell reporting at 41, Galen Hall 40,600. Tyler Patterson, of course, won a bracelet in the series. He stands at 39. Lex Vildeheis 37.8. Let's see. So let's see if the Wookiee Man is on there. He was asking me how long is break. The break is over, and I'll be off air here in about 10 minutes or so. Well, let's see if the Wookiees.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently on a.
He's not available. All right. Oh, he said 1 sec. So we'll get Wookie back on here. Join us in a little bit. Of course, my usual daytime running partner, Joe Payne, played the main event yesterday. It's cleared into day 2, and I'm sure a long day for Joe. So taking it easy, enjoying himself. I don't blame him for not coming down to the Rio today for sure. All right. So once again, back underway. And always interesting to see a lot of the spectators in here checking things out, following through, or following their friends and family. Many players on Monumental Day in their poker careers and dreams is, we'll see got a WSOP lighted logo thing out here or out front here, and these guys, many people taking pictures there, and you can tell it's their first time here. That is for sure. We'll get the Wookiee back on the line here, and there he is. Wookiee Man, what's up?
How's it going?
It's going.
Doesn't look like a lot happened on break.
No, not really. No, pretty slow so far, but it should be. I mean, doing something stupid on level 1 is not the best move.
I'm surprised we haven't had more people drop from the little one.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's true. I did not take a look at that. We probably should update what's happening in the little one for 1 drop.
One of the posts 20 minutes ago said not much movement, and I think that sums up the past hour.
Yeah, that's about right. Let's get an update there on the other remaining event 62, the little one for 1 drop. Of course, that is the final event playing other than the main event. And Matthew Lapasi has moved up to the top of the board. He's at 3.37 million. Vimy Ha at 2.825. Brandon Eisen at 2.6. And the early chip leader coming into today, Jack Duong, has now fallen down to 4th place, 2.55. And then we have Shai Zur, 2.26. And baseball, looks like he took a height a little while ago. He is down to 2 million. Theodore Driscoll, Bao Win, and Igor Dubinsky all still in. So no one out of this tournament yet. But, of course, one of the big ones there is baseball. He taking a million chip hit on his from his stack. So I'm kind of looking to see.
Yeah, he was a leader there for a little bit, I think. I still got my money on Baldwin and the Canadian, Loposi.
Yeah, Baldwin started the day at 3.14, was just behind Diong at 3.18. So both those guys kind of dropping off a little bit here. We'll see what happens, but of course
Driscoll just doubled, and the leader Loposi just dropped down to 2.7.
Oh, there you go. Way to be on top. Nice work. You're the man.
So we have a new leader. Vimy Haas, now the new chip leader.
All right. So, but still no one out of there. So those guys, of course, that group of players, I would be stunned if they didn't. But considering what they're making, that they would be playing the main event tomorrow. But everyone else, kind of nice that everyone else really did get a choice here for the most part, at least of 2 days. So no major overruns on any event except for this one. So pretty good scheduling on the WSOP's part on that.
Let's do a quick summary. Did you happen to cover the part with the final table live stream where Sean Drake was playing and his rail had the shirts that said "Play like Drake" and "Rape"?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit on the show, just a tad.
Okay, that was one controversy, and
that was a bad
seemed
one
to be
too.
Resolved fairly positively.
Yeah,
in the end.
Yeah, and it ended up it's amazing the things that happen on Twitter sometimes. Because, of course, a lot of people were jumping on Sean about that, and rightfully so, even though,
Really, it was his rail and his friends that were, at fault there. He had retweeted a couple times, but that was all he had done, really. So he wasn't pushing it, and it was a term he hadn't used in over a year, according to his Twitter timeline. So I started to defend the guy, it was his friends, not him, blah, blah, blah. But then he was drunk that night, and his replies were not very good.
No, they weren't. It got very ugly very quickly. And
yes, it did get very ugly. So I just kind of shut up, and my friends are looking at me like, see, you dummy? So I left it alone. But then the next day, he was all sober and had a much more mature reply, and things mellowed out quite a bit. And I was happy to see that for Two Pair, because that's in, like the middle of California, Petaluma area, San Francisco Bay Area. So that's kind of my hometown area.
Yeah.
So it was a really interesting thing, and I may end up, down there playing poker before long.
Yeah, there you go. And I believe he and somebody else had agreed to make a charitable donation to rape victims, a rape victims charity. So probably that would have been the way to handle it pretty quickly. But unfortunately, it got pretty nasty out there for a while, and certainly started a debate, which I was surprised there was even a debate on that, to be honest with you.
Right.
But yeah, that was a bad one. Of course, talking about other controversy that happened to the World Series too. Of course, we had the Mike Matusow blow up, the battle between him and Dave Lamb, which got kind of ugly, and a lot of misinformation on that thing early on until some details started coming to light. But I can tell you this, Wookie, Mike is still very upset about it, which is I don't know. I figure Mike would have kind of mellowed it out on that after a few days, but had a conversation with him, and he won't relay the details of it, but I will say he's still very, very angry about the whole thing.
Yep, I can believe that.
So but I hope Mikey's doing okay. I know he was having some medication issues, and I was just at a party with him and said he was having trouble with his feet and just some crazy stuff going on. So
some of the meds will actually make your body parts go numb.
So hopefully Mike's doing okay, and I believe he played yesterday, if I'm correct. So I think
it yesterday? I think he finished fairly well with a medium stack or something.
Yeah.
I want to say 50, 60K or something.
Yeah, but of course already announced he's spending $1 million on the party.
Wow. Oh, that's right. I remember I saw that video briefly, but I didn't actually watch it.
Yeah, so it should be.
So what about Cantu? How many Cantu incidences have we had this series so far?
Two big ones.
Two big ones. I remember the first one.
One of which I saw most of it.
Oh, that was the one in the hall, right?
That was the one in the hall with Jeff Lissandro, yes.
Okay, and then shortly after that, there was another one at the table.
Yes. Involving Jesse Martin and the.
I'm going to make a bold prediction that there will be one more Cantu altercation before the end of the series.
You think so? Well, there's not much time left. Jeez. I think Brandon's all right. We'll see if he keeps his head here for the last few days of this.
Some of these personalities we can just say are polarized.
Yes, just a tad. That's a good way to put it. So
other than that, it has been not too dramatic of a series. No huge, no chip gates, and no full tilt or ultimate bet blow ups or anything like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's been kind of quiet.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if anything crazy happens here during the main event coming up here. Hopefully, it's going to be just a great poker tournament, and on the road to the November 9 here, which of course started yesterday, and all these players coming in for their first day of play remain today and tomorrow. So it should be a pretty fun afternoon and evening here at the World Series of Poker. A lot of talent in the house today. So
yeah, I think the numbers are going to be bigger tomorrow. Now, everybody at the World Series of Poker is stating that or believing that, including Kev Math and Jack Effel.
Well, let's I hope
think Ty as well.
Yeah, I hope it gets over 4,000 for tomorrow, but we'll see where that is. I mean, typically from what we've seen, you get your day one and your 1A, 1B, and that total just exceeds it by a little bit, but you can kind of go 50-50 on that. If that was the case, we'd still only be looking at about maybe 3,200 or 3,300 playing tomorrow, which I think they like to see a lot more considering this 10 million. But
contrary to popular belief, I'm not a DJ gambler, but yeah, I would probably bet on that. I would bet on the over.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, so I think that's about all we got for the show this afternoon. So we'll send out a notification. But what do you think, Sean? Should I go? I kind of want to go over and support that charity event tonight. What do you think?
I always support charity events.
So that's saying I should probably head over there this afternoon. So
if you feel like you should play, go play.
All right. So
you will feel better about making a little bit of a difference in the world.
Well, I can just go over and give Matt Stout a hug too.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for us here for today's show here at the World Series of Poker. We'll keep you updated on social media if we're going to be back tonight or if we're going to take the evening and go over to say hi at the charity Series of Poker event over at Planet Hollywood. So
you know what you should do? Take that Ustream mobile app with you and do some on-the-street reporting over there. Just throw up the live stream, and we'll tweet it out that you're live and do some live stream.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. All right. So, guys, that'll do it for us here today. And, of course, I want to thank Justin Oliver and Lauren Kling and Raymond Davis for stopping over here. And, of course, the Wookiee. Yeah, baby. Good to have you stopping by as well. Good to talk to you, my friend.
Have a good one.
All right. We'll see you later. Have a great afternoon, everybody. And for those of you playing, good luck today here at the World Series of Poker. We'll see you next time on The Mark Hoke Show.
It's always funny to hear you typing on your keyboard. Dum, 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 dum. You still got your headphones on?